Hey there, welcome to the I Am Podcast, where we answer all the questions about spirituality and inner peace that you ever wanted to ask, and where we learn a little bit more about humanity and divinity through a better understanding of both. I'm your host, John Webb. So I had a pretty interesting discussion last week with a couple of what I will call spiritual zealots, who were just convinced that evil exists, and that evil was something that needed to be battled and destroyed and looked out for. Now, for those of you in the know who have been following this podcast, I'll go ahead and say, yeah, this is an identity crisis within the ego, that, evil is out there and I must be important and battle against it and I must protect the self. Simply another illusion of the mind. And this goes back hundreds of years, a couple thousand years, as a matter of fact. Epicurus was one of the first people to pose the evil question and its space in our environment, and came up with what is now deemed the Epicurean Paradox. And I'll go ahead and read that to you. He wrote, "If God is willing to prevent evil, but is not able to, then he is not omnipotent, not all-powerful. If he is able but not willing, then he is malevolent, not a nice guy. If he is both able and willing, then where cometh evil? How does evil exist if he's willing and able, if he's omnipotent? And if he is neither able nor willing, then why call him God?" Which is a great question. But the flaw in the Epicurean Paradox goes down to the flaw in basically every person's life and why pain and suffering enters their life in the first place, is the illusion of separation. It's the illusion of other than everything. Because the reality is that illusion is what creates evil, and evil is an illusion of the mind. I'll read you what I wrote previously about this. Nothing can be evil except as to be judged so by the human mind in relation to those things perceived as not evil. And thus we uncover the subjective nature of evil, where one's man evil may not be another man's evil, even if we were to discuss the existence of something most sane men would consider evil, such as the propagation of a deadly virus. From the perspective of that living virus being able to find a way to survive and perpetuate its own existence, it is highly doubtful that it would consider itself evil. In addition, even God/nature/evolution, in its infinite wisdom of creating that virus so as to potentially make room for more stronger, healthier creations, may also not see that virus as evil, where only the victim of man does. And it is because of this illusion of evil that is created within the human mind that the Epicurean Paradox itself becomes an illusion and is thusly solved. God does not act on illusions of the mind. It is only the hubris of man's mind to assume so. And so, the point there being, from your perspective, evil might be evil in your mind, and that is simply a judgment of your mind. And that is why it's an illusion, because even if you think the Ebola virus is evil or cancer is evil or whatever, from God's perspective, let's say God has a perspective on this, things that kill us simply make room for new life and evolved life, and life that is better suited to last in this changing environment. Because everything that we point to in our bodies suggests that we are ever-changing creatures. We are ever-evolving creatures, and the life force that is within us changes our very existence based on how the environment changes. And maybe that's how life is supposed to be. And maybe death is a good thing. Maybe these things that we deem as evil that cause pain and suffering and death and yada, yada, yada aren't necessarily evil, because we see them as evil doesn't make it so. And that's why evil is an illusion of the mind. Evil is a creation. Shakespeare even put it this way. He said, "There is no good and bad, but thinking makes it so." And so when we're out in the world, the thing to remember, to take forward, this lesson is to remove all the judgments of all the stuff that's happening during our lives, during every day. Because if we do remove all that extra superfluous thinking and judging and gnawing on and chewing on all the things that are happening as they happen, maybe we will enjoy the things that happen around us more often. And maybe we'll be paying attention more and being present more and being aware more of all the awesome things that are going on around us. Because guess what? Just the sun coming down and warming us and creating energy for the flowers and the plants and the animals and, you know, even in this intense heat. And that's a beautiful thing if you look at, you know, existence as a whole. It's awesome that we're in existence in this spinning rock in the suburbs of this spiral galaxy that's hurtling through space at immense speeds. That's an awesome thing. And so if you're not judging and you're not thinking and you're not in your own head creating evil, then you'll be able to appreciate that much more. Okay, so that's it for this week. Hope things are well with you. Don't forget, you can get a free audiobook from audible.com if you go to audibletrial.com/IamSpirituality and pick up a free audiobook of your choosing, and there's no risk. You can cancel at any time. I've been a member for over 4 years. I get 2 books a month, and I rip through them about the day that my credits become available. It only costs me about $10 a book. Where the hell else can you get audiobooks where the author reads it to you, or a professional voice talent if the author's voice sucks, for $10 a book? Are you kidding me? Go now. audibletrial.com/IamSpirituality. Talk to you next week. Peace.